chatting. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. And this is the Minister of Tourism and Creative Economy, Sandiaga Uno, wearing traditional Balinese costume with the traditional headdress as well called udeng.
This can be a long-awaited gathering for all of the nation leaders as well because of the pandemic that might just, limit everybody's travel to cross-border and, basically to anywhere. And now they meet in this very grand venue. Thank you, Bob.
This is the Director General of WTO.
Okonjo Iweala.
Yes.
And we saw Mr. Kishida is having a chat
With other world leaders.
Yes.
This is Sandiaga Uno, the Minister of Tourism and Creative Economy. Arriving at the venue of the welcoming dinner reception at Garuda Wisnu Kencana, the Prime Minister of Canada, Justin Trudeau, with the striking purple batik.
Yeah.
I love his batik.
Well, the coming of Justin Trudeau made everyone starstruck.
Yes,
seems
in the
like.
studio. Everyone is, like...
The very charming.
Starstruck moment here.
Yeah.
I really like
when
his
he came
look.
on.
I really like his look tonight as well.
He spoke at the B20 summit yesterday.
Yes. The girls are still swooning over him.
Maybe they want to have pictures as well with Mr. Trudeau. So the venue, particularly Lotus Pond, is where the gala dinner is now taking place. Because the Geweka, as we know, the compound is very big, but the Lotus Pond is where Mr. Joko Widodo actually chose for this venue to take place.
We're going to see who is the next world leader arriving.
Yes. More and more people coming, and this outdoor venue can actually have about 7,500 people in it. And if you were there, you will be surrounded by not hills, what do you call it? It's the
Cliff.
Rock cliff.
Rock cliff.
Yes.
And currently we're seeing the leader from South Africa, Cyril Ramaphosa, just walking down the red carpet, being welcomed by the First Lady and also the President of the Republic of Indonesia. It seems like the color of purple being favored in this years of G20, worn by the delegates and also the state leaders.
Agree. Well, they say, Minister Sandiaga Uno said that they were giving options for the leaders to choose.
That's very nice.
So perhaps purple is the favorite
their
color.
favorite color.
This year.
So if you're currently seeing the location, as I was mentioning, is actually located in the middle of cliffs, like a run of cliffs. Basically, just a background story for you that actually the location was a limestone mountain being carved into one big venue
Isn't that
in which the structure considered to be one of the tallest structure in Indonesia is being put.
I love the selection of color here too. Yeah, very nice. Look at that yellow and blue scarf.
Yeah, almost like
beautiful.
goldish.
Yeah, goldish yellow. Yeah, it is the Prime Minister of Spain, Pedro Sanchez, and his wife, looking dazzling
Yeah,
with their choice of
dazzling
colors. Yes.
This looks like almost like a red carpet in
Yes.
the Hollywood
Yeah,
setting.
traditional red carpet.
Traditional red carpet, yeah.
So here it is, Pedro Sanchez and Maria Begoña Gomez Fernandez,
Ooh,
Prime Minister of Spain, and
bright and
the
dazzling.
wife. Again, we see another purple
Yes.
color.
Yeah. Who's the best dressed wearer tonight?
Oh, everyone should have won the
Wondering
best
who.
dress because they're looking so striking and gorgeous.
Yeah, I agree with you.
Another purple.
Another purple. Yeah. So during this G20 summit, the GWK has been closing its venue for international or even local tourists to visit for 4 days, starting from the November 12th until the November 15th, 2022, just for this summit, and making sure that all corners of it have been checked, security-wise, just to prepare the gala dinner tonight.
Earlier, we saw the Foreign Affairs Minister of the United Mexican States, Marcelo Ebrard, representing the President of Mexico. You know what? The beauty of electric vehicles is that it is actually almost soundless.
So this is also a place where the Indian military can actually show its performance or ceremony to welcome all of the
World leaders.
honorable, distinguished guests.
Walking the red carpet, this is the Prime Minister of Australia, Anthony Albanese.
Wearing brown this time.
Yes.
Also, Albanese had very, very important bilateral meetings during the summit. He met with Xi Jinping to talk on trade.
And I'm really sure that the bilateral meeting between Australia and China should be attended by Penny Wong, one of the key personalities in Australia at the moment, considered to be one of the big brains of Australia these days.
Albanese is one of the nation leaders who already confirmed his coming to the G20 summit quite early.
From last month or so?
Yeah, from last month we already heard that the Mr. Albanese would definitely be coming.
It should have been interesting because he was just recently appointed Prime Minister in Australia.
Yeah.
And this is not the first time that he visited
yeah.
Indonesia.
No, this is not.
This is the second time as Prime Minister.
And we're still currently waiting
Yes, another one coming.
who will be walking the red carpet next. Garuda Wisnu Kencana or
And it is 122 tall. 22 meter tall. Wow. It's very wide in area and very gigantic in height.
Yeah, and it is planned to be attended by around 300 to 400 delegates of the G20. Minister of Tourism and Creative Economy, Minister Uno, admitted that he was asked to attend around 17, so it's quite early to take part in the dinner. He was reluctant, though, to give the details of the menu. But I'm sure it will be more of Indonesian menu or
Yes.
selections of menu because it is where the attraction of Bali as well. The food.
You know, the menu is still being to be kept a secret.
Yes.
And
And I bet they're going to enjoy it.
oh, I will enjoy it myself if I could be there.
Indonesian specialties are going to be presented.
And judging from the flag in front of the car, I hope I am right. This is the president of the People's Republic of China, Xi
Xi
Jinping.
Jinping.
One of the very, very important guests that are
Yes.
attending the G20 summit, Xi Jinping. And Indonesia has been very successful in creating such a media for Xi Jinping to meet with President We also saw how Xi Jinping arrived yesterday at Bali International Airport in Bali. He was welcomed very, very warmly by the the contingents with red and the flag of Indonesia and China also at the airport where he landed yesterday.
So this is President Xi Jinping with the First Lady Peng Liyuan. So it is actually astonishing to me that the First Lady of the People's Republic of China was a Chinese soprano and contemporary folk singer. And looking so gorgeous, I was also being starstruck when she was walking down the stairs from the presidential aircraft. Yes. So it is also certainly a pivotal role for Xi Jinping as the president of the People's Republic of China, as the world leaders in this G20 summit has been pushing him to persuade Russia to walk into the
Peace
table. Yeah,
talk peaceful for the ending the
in Ukraine. And the newly appointed Prime Minister of the United Kingdom, Rishi
Rishi
Sunak.
Sunak wearing red.
and white.
It's more of a
Maroon? Not really. It's dark red.
It's like a fuchsia color.
fuchsia. Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
It's a fuchsia.
Only 3 weeks appointed as Prime Minister of the UK. He is already at the international stage now here at the G20 summit.
I love, the relaxed vibe and
with the
this
sleeves
outfit
up
of
and
Rishi
all that.
Sunak. Yeah, with the sleeve rolled, and then with moccasin, and also with a quite relaxed color of trouser.
I wonder though, would they have a meeting between UK and India? Because the appointment of Rishi Sunak was very much celebrated in India.
In India.
as well. So looking forward to that with
because
in the G20 summit.
This is
is
very
the-
close to Diwali when he was appointed.
Yeah.
It's like
That's
celebrating
true.
Diwali
Yeah,
as a
the
Prime
first
Minister.
Prime Minister of the United Kingdom
Yep.
of Indian descent. That should be monumental.
Hormat, senjata! Strike! Tegak, senjata! Strike!
So this is the Crown Prince
Saudi Arabia.
of Saudi Arabia, Mohammed bin Salman bin Abdulaziz, just walked in. And if you see the traditional costumes of Indonesian President and the First Lady, there are lots of components in it because the structures, each structure actually symbolizes its own meaning. And all of those comprising to one believes that everything should actually go back to the Supreme God. And earlier we saw the Indonesian House Speaker Puan Maharani, Chinese President Xi Jinping, and the First Lady Peng Liyuan.
So today has been very, very packed of agendas for all the delegates of the G20. It was opened by the President, Mr. Joko Widodo, who is also the chair of presidency of G20 this year, and continued with the first and second working sessions and ended with a gala dinner tonight. And President Joko Widodo began the G20 summit earlier today with the first session. And during the session, the G20 leaders and international organization discussed about food and energy security. President Widodo mentioned that if the global economy is still unstable, it may cause food and energy insecurity due to high price of fertilizer and disturbed energy supply. So the G20 summit aims to launch the Black Sea Grain Initiative, which is believed as one of the keys to stabilize food price. In addition to that, the summit tries to find an agreement on how the fertilizer must be accessible and inclusive to global market.
energy sector is one of the issues discussed in G20. And the summit continues to find a faster and better way to reach renewable energy and highlights war in Ukraine that affected the energy supply stability.
Wow, look at that.
Look at that.
The motto
Yes,
of
the motto
this
of
year's G20, the headline,
So
recover
this is a
stronger.
laser lighting thing?
Recover together, recover stronger. I don't know
And
if
all the
it's...
flags.
Yeah.
It's not carved, I'm sure.
I was about to think that way, that it is carved.
And look at that,
it's so
all the flags of the
beautiful,
delegate, of the nation
Yeah.
flags that are the member of the G20.
Wow, the execution. Though.
Amazing, right?
We would love to be there.
Yes.
Wow. The lighting, decorations, and everything. Wow.
The one that we haven't seen, or probably we missed them, some of them are the Turkish president,
Yes.
Recep Tayyip
Recep Tayyip
Erdogan,
Erdogan.
and
Haven't
also
seen,
Ursula von der Leyen
Yes.
from the European Commission, Sun Yuk-sol
We haven't
from
seen Joe Biden, though.
South Korea.
Yeah.
Yes, also Joe
Biden hasn't
Biden
arrived yet.
from United States. So we're still currently waiting. I think it's going to be a long waiting game because we also haven't seen the delegations from Italy at the moment.
So GWK itself is located in Jimbaran in Bali.
And Jimbaran in Bali is best known for its seafood.
Yes.
Very fresh ones.
Yeah, whenever we visit Bali and we want to eat that grilled seafood, we have to go to Jimbaran and eat by the sea.
Yes, with the view and the breeze.
Oh, so this is Sergei Lavrov.
Yes, the foreign minister of Russia.
Russia.
And looking great and healthy.
Another purple tone.
Another purple tone.
With Indonesian Foreign Minister Retno Marsudi welcoming him to the event. So the particular venue of this wedding reception is actually sitting in a 200 hectares wide of land, which used to be a limestone, like an array of limestone mountain.
And then they carved the middle.
And they carve in the middle, yes. And it has been a venue for lots of events ever since, probably, if I'm mistaken, more than 15 years ago. Since 15 years ago.
1998?
Yes,
It was completed,
Yeah.
but this took a long time for Nyoman
28 years.
28 years, and
Total.
a lot of people were actually having a concern that this is just a waste of money.
Yes.
But look at it now.
Yeah.
This is like the grandest, one of the grandest
Yeah.
venue
Very grande.
in Southeast Asia.
Majestic,
In the world.
brother.
Yeah.
Right.
Modi is here, Mr.
The Prime Minister of
Prime
India,
Minister.
Narendra Modi.
Tegak. Senjata.
Also wearing another purple.
Also wearing purple tone.
Yes.
What is with the purple color
Purple tone of
today?
color.
And greeted by Minister of Foreign Affairs of the Republic of Indonesia, Ms.
Retno Marsudi.
That's right. The serenading team, always ready to greet every delegate that comes. So this is not something easy to prepare for this. And as we mentioned before, one of the key persons behind this is actually the former Minister of Tourism and Creative Economy, Mr. Vishnu Tama,
Tama.
who is the creative chief director, whatever you want to name it, but he's the man behind the spectacular event tonight. And during the rehearsal yesterday, he would actually invite the Minister of Finance, Mrs. Sri Mulyani, to inspect the venue and also the preparations for tonight's gala dinner. And Mrs. Sri Mulyani, she was thrilled to see,
she was
astonished to see, even though yesterday was only the rehearsal.
Yes.
Because this really represents Indonesia.
So we're currently seeing that the President of Republic of Indonesia being seated next to Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi.
Because next year, the G20 will be hosted by India.
Yeah, so it's going to be a lot of talk.
I know.
With them.
Maybe a lot of tips from Mr.
Yes.
Widodo to
Yes.
Mr. Modi.
Yes.
Seems like
And we're currently hearing the background music, the
Yeah.
background welcoming music.
perhaps it's going to start soon.
Yeah, I think so, because we've been
Can hear-
waiting for quite some time.
We can hear gamelan playing.
Yeah, that's actually the traditional Balinese musical instruments being played in the background
Yeah.
while welcoming the delegations and also the head of states in this reception.
I love the sound that it's playing. It's very soothing.
It is, certainly. So about 300 to 400 people are attending the dinner at Lotus Pond, a part of the Geweka cultural area. And the delegates who are not attending, specifically the G20 participants who are not attending the event tonight, can have dinner at a different restaurant which is called the Jendela Bali.
Excellencies, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, may we greet you all with the Balinese way of Om Swastiastu, which is a prayer so that health and prosperity are always upon us. Welcome to the welcoming dinner of the G20 Summit.
My heart trembles.
Today is a special day as we have all of you here joining us in the paradise island of Bali. It is even more special as today is recognized by the Balinese Hindu as Anggara Kasih that celebrates peace and love. Excellencies, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, to commence this evening's G20 welcoming dinner, we kindly invite to convey his welcoming remarks the President of the Republic of Indonesia, His Excellency Mr. Joko Widodo.
Leaders of G20 countries, invitees, international organization, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for your presence here at Garuda Wisnu Kencana. In Balinese mythology, this statue depicts love, responsibility, courage, and devotion. These are our duties to the world and humanity. Please enjoy the dishes that we have prepared for you. I hope it is not too spicy for your excellencies. Thank you.
Thank you, Excellency. Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, we now kindly invite you to enjoy the finest delicacies that we have prepared especially for all of you this evening. We wish you an enjoyable dinner.
iced shallots. I mean, they don't mash or blend it in a way. So you have to eat the shallots just like it is. Combined with other things like
It's oily but
chili.
fresh.
It's oily as well because it's got an oil added to it. Some flavorings.
Okay, so currently we are looking at the
Preparation for the gala dinner?
preparation for the gala dinner, and I think we will not be seeing the gala dinner because it will be
Secret, yes.
a private event.
And also the menu will be secret as well.
Yeah.
So
it's gonna
savor
be
your
a
last
mystery.
savor your last chance to see all this magnificent setting and majestic venue, and also a monumental event, the G20 welcoming dinner reception.
You know what, Hans and Alia? I hope I can be there tonight in my dream at least.
Yes.
But don't worry, because we're going to come back when it comes to the spectacular art performances at the Gewika venue tonight. And we're going to see the spectacular performance at the majestic venue of Gewika at the G20 Summit tonight.
So just for your information, in this G20 summit, there are actually 17 head of states coming to the event. From the United States, President Joe Biden, and President of People's Republic of China, Xi Jinping, British Prime Minister Rishi Sunak, Canadian Prime Minister Justin Trudeau, South Korean President Yoon Suk Yeol, also Australian Prime Minister Anthony Albanese.
We've also seen some international organization leaders like the WTO, WHO, the UN. We also saw the European Commission as well as the European Union leaders attending.
Also from Saudi Arabia, the Crown Prince himself coming to the event. Earlier we saw Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi seated next to the Indonesian President Joko Widodo, Turkish President Recep Tayyip Erdogan, and as well as South African President Cyril Ramaphosa, whom we saw wearing a purple tone batik.
Yes.
We also have the Senegalese president attending.
Yeah.
The Crown Prince of United Arab Emirates also coming for the summit.
As well as Japanese Prime Minister Fumio Kishida and Italian Prime Minister Giorgia Meloni.
And Spanish Prime Minister as well.
Yes, Spanish Prime Minister.
And the from Germany as well.
Oh yeah, the Chancellor, Olaf Scholz.
Is here.
So from all the guests, which one is your favorite? Wearing batik.
Everyone is actually my favorite.
I really like the Spanish couple though.
Yes, Spanish couple. And also the single one coming is Justin Trudeau.
Justin Trudeau.
Yeah.
And Rishi
Wearing fuchsia.
Sunak, don't worry. Don't forget Rishi
And
Sunak.
it's, I don't know, coincidentally, they're actually wearing quite the same color.
Yeah.
Like the fuchsia
Fuchsia
tone.
color.
But also from Rishi Sunak, also Justin Trudeau, we saw quite a very relaxed vibe, yeah? Because Justin Trudeau with the plunging neckline of the shirt, and also how Rishi Sunak have the rolled sleeve. But that does it for today's episode of the 3-Hour News Show on C Today. Before we go, we'd like to remind you to always practice the 3 W's. Wash your hands, wear a mask, and keep your distance.
Please also visit your nearest healthcare facility and register for the COVID-19 vaccine and booster shot if you haven't done so. And be sure to also follow us on social media through Instagram, Twitter, and YouTube channel at C Today News.
And See Today can now be enjoyed in Australia on Foxtel's OTT platform, Flash app, or in Macau Cable TV channel 84. Or if you're in the Philippines, you can also watch the Converge Vision channel 58 and Singtel Singapore channel 15. Don't forget to also tune in again tomorrow, same time, same channel. Be sure to also catch our morning show every day at 6 a.m. My name is Rahma Alia.
I'm Hans Lango.
And I'm Maria Harvanti. We'd like to say,
See you, Indonesia.
see you the world. See you today.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
makes a new place feel like home, I always believe it's about the people and the community. I love the tomato sauce. This is what I always say, the dish of signature. And food often the best way to connect them all. Ooh, this one really good. Restaurants for me is the beating heart of a city. That is why I love exploring new places. Follow me while I'm visiting the most exciting eating places around cities only on Sea Indonesia.
Hi, welcome again, our viewers in Indonesia and across the world. Thank you for joining us on See Today's Update, where the G20 heads of state from currently are a welcoming dinner of the G20 summit. My name is Rahma Alia, and also I'm with
Hans Langer. Yes, welcome to the See Today Update. Make sure you follow us on Twitter, Instagram, and YouTube. Our handles are at See Today News for the latest updates. And Alia, we've been covering about the G20 summit. And now we will see and we will talk about the particular summit in this See Today Update. After a year of preparation, the G20 summit is officially opened by Indonesian President Joko Widodo earlier today. The summit is going to be held until tomorrow in Nusa Dua, Bali.
At the moment, in Garuda Wisnu Kencana or GWK Bali, the G20 heads of state and delegations are in the welcoming dinner of the G20 summit. Now the gala dinner is part of the pinnacle of G20 process to reach the common goal. To discuss more about the first day of the G20 summit, we're now connected with Erlangga University's international relations expert, Radityo Dharma Putra. Hello,
Good
Mr.
evening, Mr. Dharma Putra.
Hi, good evening.
Hi.
Good evening, Rahma and Hans.
Great to have you here. So we've seen how the first day of the G20 summit has taken place at Nusa Dua, and now the gala dinner where the heads of states are attending. So what do you think? President Joko Widodo called on peace for food security. What's your take on this?
I think it's a very, at least for the beginning, it's quite a successful summit. So I saw bilateral meetings between several presidents, especially between Xi Jinping and Joe Biden. And then you see the gala dinner, which is very, I think it's quite a spectacle for the dinner itself. But of course, we are waiting for tomorrow's session, which should be ended with a joint communique. That's, I think, what's all been waiting for. But until now, I think it's quite an interesting and quite a successful summit.
I think it is not too much to say that Indonesia has remarkably done a very great job in the execution of the G20 summit. But also, Mr. Dharma Putra, let's listen to the following speech from President Joe Biden.
First, on climate and on energy security. As we accelerate our investment and speed transition to clean energy future to meet the climate crisis head on, we have to make sure that they benefit people everywhere, not just in the larger countries. And that's why we're proud to partner with Indonesia and Japan under both our colleagues' an unflagging leadership from both of them, together with a broad coalition of countries to create the Just Energy Transition Partnership.
Now, Mr. Dharma Putra, in his remarks, the President of the United States, Joe Biden, to receive billions of dollars in funding to help the country increase its use of renewable energy. What's your take on this?
I think it's part of a G7 initiative initially from June or in July, when they meet and then when they met and then they decided to invest or to help support the developing countries. And of course, it's a welcoming news. You can see that it is part of a competition between the US and the Western world with China. So you have China with its Belt and Road Initiative on the one hand, and now the G7 countries, especially the US, trying to balance the Chinese investment in the developing world, which is a good news, I think. But we have to be careful with the details of this statement. Of course, it is a good news that I think he promised 600 billion US dollar, but then you have to consider the detail. What are the form of the investment? What are the form of the help and support? Whether it would be dedicated for green energy, for example, for sustainable infrastructure. That's the promise, and we have to put that in context again with the U.S.-China competition in the world at the moment.
Right, right. If you see where the G20 summit is taking place right now, this is at the very, very critical situation where the geopolitical tensions are happening. So what do you think the joint communique would be like? I mean, a lot of countries have different opinions about what happens in the world at the moment.
Yes, I think it's very interesting if the joint communique can be achieved at all. That's I think the big question here. You can listen to the news that some of the Western countries are trying to push hard criticism toward Russia, and because G20 is a consensus base, then whatever communique, whatever draft that they made, it should be approved by all countries. So it is very difficult to imagine that any kind of communique would be, for example, strongly criticize Russia, or on the other hand, then just trying to appease Russia, especially in the view of the Russia's war in Ukraine. So there will be some kind of balance, trying very hard to thread the needle. So it's a stay right in between all the parties here. Again, the highlight here, if that communique can be written at all. So because you have to acknowledge the situation is very difficult, and all countries, at least the Western countries, wants to pursue one thing, and then the other are trying hard to balance it. India and Indonesia has been trying to put forward its own wordings of the communique. But even without communique, that's the idea. Even without communique, if you consider the current situation, even a joint statement or leader statement, that's already in continuation with the foreign minister meeting and also the finance minister meeting. It's already, or you could consider it a success, partial success at least for Indonesia. Because again, if joint communique can be achieved, that is a great news. But I sincerely waiting for tomorrow's session to see whether joint communique can be made after all.
Though, to have like two lines of communique. One is what the three pillars that they have been discussing from the very beginning of the year, and the other one is about the political tensions, for example. Is it possible if they do it that way?
I don't think so. I mean, I'm a bit skeptical if that can be done, like making two different communiques, because even the situation regarding the food crisis, the energy crisis, and then you bring all the other previous discussion on digital transformation, energy transition. It's all connected. And part of the reason of the food crisis and energy crisis is the war. So without addressing it, I don't think that the other issue can be addressed, it can be put there. Again, I'm not sure if they would make two different communiques. That would be an interesting strategy from the host, from Indonesia, if they can pursue that. Again, they have to convince both the Western leaders and also Russia to actually accept it. And what I think will happen is a softer joint communique. I read the Financial Times this morning saying that it would be saying that this is not an era of war, and that nuclear threats are not supposed to be, nuclear weapons are not supposed to be used. That's two issues related to the war, and then they will talk about the other our or Indonesia's as a host focus on this summit. So that might happen, but again, we have to wait.
One of the dynamic in this G20 summit is the presence of Xi Jinping, and also we saw the bilateral meeting between U.S. and China. Joe Biden and Xi Jinping had commenced earlier. And what do you think will be resulted from their meetings? Because we know that the tension between them, one of the things is actually in the dispute of Taiwan. And we saw how Xi Jinping stressing that the first red line that must not be crossed in China and U.S. relations is about Taiwan. What do you think about this?
Yes, that meeting was interesting, and I think a lot of people look into it and try to find something new. But I'm of the opinion that it is a continuation of the previous pattern of relations between the U.S. and China, especially now, even with Joe Biden meeting Xi Jinping and then made this statement that China is not a threat or China is not having, malicious intent towards other countries. And he was criticized by many senators from the other parties, from the Republicans. But you can see that there are already some tension inside the U.S. criticizing Joe Biden for having a cozy meeting with Xi Jinping. So you can see that it is very difficult to imagine that anything would change, that it would provide a better relation between China and the U.S. in the short term. But I think this meeting is important because then they could actually see, look at the body language of each other, try to build trust when they meet in person. That is something that you cannot do during the pandemic. That is something that you cannot do via online meetings. And the hope is that they will be the bedrock, or they will be the start of a new type of relations. But considering many things, especially U.S. domestic politics, also Xi Jinping has just been, let's say, elected for the third time. It would be another several years for him, if not more. Then you can see that there can be more tension in the future. But it is a good first meeting, let's say, between Biden and Xi, and it will be interesting to see whether it would result in lesser tension. But just one point on that, I think you have to consider as well that Joe Biden is not the sole decision makers on U.S. foreign policy. You have to consider
that's interesting.
The politics of the U.S. Yes.
Yeah, that's very interesting because one of the statement from Joe Biden in that particular meeting was, if I may quote it, I'm not looking for conflict. But regarding and related to Taiwan, we saw in the earlier time, the House Speaker, Nancy Pelosi, went to Taiwan, although under the warning from President Xi Jinping, she insisted to go. And is it also the dynamic, influenced by the dynamic of the internal U.S. politics, like you were stating before?
Yes. So, Nancy Pelosi's visit was one of the most controversial things happened in the last few months. But you have to consider again the domestic politics, the domestic situation in the U.S. right now. Even though in the last midterm election, the Democrats still control the Senate, but you also see that Republicans gaining ground in the House, might control the House of Representatives. That would create problems for Joe Biden, and there might be more hawkish tendency from the Republican Party, especially against China. So at the moment, I think this is a very interesting time because just after the midterm election and then Biden and Xi met in Bali. So the idea is to have a new start, but what will happen, I think, is another continuation of things. Even though Joe Biden said that he's not looking for conflict, yes, but what can he do if the other parties, if the other parts of U.S. Foreign policy decision-making systems decides that, okay, we have to be stronger, we have to be more assertive against China, and then you have also to consider the Chinese dimension. So China also has a say in this, whether they want a more aggressive foreign policy, for example, in Taiwan or in South China Sea. So you can, there is this kind of balancing act between the two parties, trying to sense where the others are going with this, especially now that Biden has, at least for the next 2 years, a new domestic situation with Republican probably controlling the House.
We'll see how it goes. I mean, at least they have the meeting between Xi and Biden. Unfortunately, it was without Putin attending. And all of these G20 meetings are all talking about the war between Russia and Ukraine. But anyway, thank you so much for your very, very interesting insights. Radityo Dharmaputra giving us here in the 3-hour news show. And we'll be looking forward to talk to you again. And now we're going to join live back to the welcoming dinner where the cultural show act is about to start.
Suksemo paramo acidyu yo namo suaku Om Santi 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 Om.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. It's a great honor to be here with the leaders of G20 and all distinguished ladies and gentlemen. I know in the last 2 years we all faced many challenges and hardships during the pandemic. But seeing so many optimistic and cheerful faces here, I'm pretty sure we're on the right path in this transition. It reminds me of this. Do you know what this is? You've seen this symbol throughout the year. This is called gunung. The shape and pattern has a meaningful significance to Indonesian heritage and culture. It also symbolizes a new chapter of life. It is just like our efforts right now. You know what? I can tell you even more. Come with me. Woohoo! Okay, so this is the only planet we live in. There it is, my home. And also the home of more than 17,000 islands. Indonesia lies between 2 continents and oceans. That's why, since centuries ago, our nation has been an important region for all sorts of trade. On top of that, we have many natural wonders, many cultural sites, and each of them have their own amazing stories to tell. Oh, hi!
Hi! Can I join you?
Of course!
I have something to tell them too.
Really? What is it?
It's about our nature. Look at these views. Beautiful, isn't it? No wonder it is deemed as the paradise of the equator. I mean, you can see it, right? Look at how magical, how vibrant, and how amazing they are. Here, follow me. See, we also have a surprise for you under the water. This is a home for thousands of species. Exciting, right?
Of course, our countless natural wonders are nothing without our people. Me, my friend, and all of us over here, we are the foundation of our fascinating culture that turns into the strength of our nation.
All those resources, the creativity, and the ingenuity are our potential to grow, our opportunity to embrace a new technology and connecting everyone to the limitless world. Through an amazing nature,
An exquisite culture,
an astonishing innovation,
we can achieve a lot.
but together we can do even more.
So now, here we are, gathered with people all around the world, striving and aspiration.
To live side by side in peace, embrace the challenges, and paint a picture of a better way.
A better place that provides us all the energy we need
To recover together,
and recover stronger.
Surya di ufuk hilang gemilang.
but we must not let it bother us. In fact, we should embrace our diversity and use it to make a difference. We can stand side by side, encourage each other, live in the same harmony, and make sure that no one is left behind. That way, I am sure we can recover together.
you can see that every element of life is in the palm of your hands. I believe we can do anything if we are together. For a wonderful tomorrow, a sustainable home, and inclusive innovation. Together, we can recover stronger.
G20 bersama.
ladies and gentlemen all around the world, thank you for joining us today. With your presence, we believe in a brighter future that allows us to pursue our dreams of a better world. It's time to rise and recover together. Recover stronger.
Wow.
Wow.
Just wow. Stunning and magnificent.
Yeah.
That was the cultural performance in the middle of the welcoming dinner reception. So,
Of the G20.
who
we were
earlier?
dancing all the way.
Who we saw earlier, the performance. I mean, for the audiences who
Yeah.
might not familiar with Indonesian performers,
Yeah.
earlier we saw Yuni Shara, Iga Mawarni, and Andin Aisha
They're actually from
opening
three
the show.
There are three generations difference.
Oh, true.
Yeah.
So, and also from three different genres.
That's right.
I mean, two different genres. Iga Mawarni from the senior generation of jazz, with
Yes.
Andin Aisha
Pop.
from the junior
And jazz as
junior
well.
jazz
and
pop.
Yunishara is pop. Yeah.
Yes. And also, let's not forget
Anmesh
the closing
Kamaleng.
show by Anmesh Kamaleng, Ferry Sakota, Cindy Lida, and RDP Generation 503.
Oh, those are the three boys that were rapping,
Wow.
right?
That rap performance,
It was amazing.
boys, you killed it.
You killed it.
You killed it.
And I'm sure everyone there wanted to dance, but they were like kind of shy. We saw some of the nation leaders were like
We saw
almost
earlier
dancing.
Anthony Blinken was
like,
nodding his head
all the time.
along with Indonesian President Joko Widodo,
Yeah.
and you saw Pedro Sanchez recording all the sceneries around the dinner with his cell phone,
Yeah.
and also
even Mr. Xi Jinping, he was like really
Mrs.
enjoying the
yeah,
night. And
Mrs.
Fumio Kishida, he was like smiling and enjoying the night too.
and also probably in the mind of Narendra Modi right now is, okay, I have to top it.
Yeah, let's beat this.
And
For
also,
India next year.
we saw earlier the wife of Prime Minister of Spain, Madam Maria Begoña Gomez Fernandez,
Looking gorgeous
also
wearing that
looking
cloth,
gorgeous
yeah.
with that collar. And she was actually also enjoying her time watching the cultural show.
Yeah.
And you can see the animation, the digital mapping.
I was so mesmerized by
the
the animation.
light
the lights.
show.
It was like they were located in some kind of under the sea,
Oh,
and
yes.
then in the middle of a jungle. And then there were like all of these performances wearing different costumes, like the jellyfish.
Yeah, oh, let's not forget those jellyfish.
The jellyfish
Those
were
jellyfish.
like one of the best parts of it, I would say. And also, it was mixed cultural performances from different provinces of Indonesia.
True.
Yes, from Sabang to Merauke.
Yeah, because Indonesia, like the Indonesian president mentioned in the opening remark on the first session, that Indonesia consists of many tribes and also many cultures. Earlier we saw from Sumatra. We saw from
Kalimantan.
Kalimantan.
From Jakarta. From
Papua.
And
From
from
Papua.
Ambon also. The
From
singers.
Ambon.
So amazing, amazing. If that could be extended to 2 hours, I would even watch that.
How I wish I was there just
wish
to
I was
watch
there
that
too.
performance, because I assure
agree.
you, if you are not Indonesian, if you're not familiar with Indonesian TV shows and stuff, that was actually nothing like we saw before.
That's right. So if you haven't visited Indonesia, do not miss Garuda Wisnu Kencana. And usually they have jazz performances, even other musical performances over there as well. So you just have to check regularly. You just have to check the schedule whenever you visit Bali or Indonesia in general.
And not to forget the man behind this culture show himself.
He's done it several times.
Vishnu Tama was the former Minister of Tourism and Creative Economy, and
he did it at SEA Games.
He did it at SEA Games.
He did it at the World Expo in Dubai.
Exactly, and now he did it in the G20 welcoming dinner reception. Kudos, sir. I mean, this kind of show, this is not supposed to be easy.
Sort of world standard.
I have to say the world standard, because as you can see from the welcoming ceremony.
The setting, first of all right? The setting, the GWK itself is just the world stage venue for this type of performance. And then the performance itself, the art performances, and then the laser lights and all that, the music, the arrangement of the music, it's amazing, all of them.
And, you know, just a little background on Vishnu Tama. He actually started out from the broadcasting industry.
Yeah.
So that's why he understands so much about the technology and also the trends and also the industry itself. I know you saw earlier that the light and also the fireworks, the digital mapping, that is actually very on trend with the industry at the moment. And if you're not from the industry, if you're not familiar with from the industry, it's impossible, almost impossible for you to make that grand and magnificent show.
I agree. I mean, that's what really making your eyes wanting to watch and watch. I hope that gives a good impression to all of the G20 delegates that attended the night. And I hope that also gives Indonesia, you know, a legacy for this G20 presidency of 2022. Well, Mr. President Joko Widodo himself looked very happy and very accomplished with what happened today.
Enjoying the show.
Enjoying, definitely.
And also, earlier we saw the former president of Republic of Indonesia, Mr. Susilo Bambang Yudhoyono, chatted with Lee Hsien Loong and also a couple
An old-time friend.
Yeah, old-time friends. And also now we see Mr. Xi Jinping having some conversation with Narendra Modi. And now this is Emmanuel Macron.
The Crown Prince of Saudi Arabia, and this is Anthony Blinken.
With UN Secretary General Antonio Guterres. And this is Mr. Luhut bin Sarpanjaitan.
He's also the one who's been checking on the venue for this GWK gala dinner. So he's probably very happy and accomplished as well.
Yeah, we're seeing now Yoon Suk Yeol with the First Lady of South Korea. And I think this is not going to be enough for us to talk about this particular dinner and also a particular culture show in just a very short moment.
In just a very short moment. And they're going to continue again with the agenda tomorrow. Hopefully that's all going to be very successful as well. And the joint communique, although quite difficult at this very moment, but hopefully they can come out with something that they agree on.
And also I hope that everything resulted from this G20 summit will actually support the attempt, also the efforts for world peace at the moment. And so thank you for joining us on this special C2D update for the welcoming dinner of the G20 Summit.
And before we go, we'd like to remind you to always practice the 3 W's. Wash your hands, wear a mask, and watch your distance.
The G20 Summit in Bali will continue tomorrow, Wednesday, November 16.
And See Today will continue our coverage of the G20 Summit from Bali throughout the day.
So, Alia, should we say it now?
Yes.
See Indonesia, see the world, see today. Bye-bye.
Bye. Itu siapa sih?
It's 24 hours before the wedding, and I'm meeting Chef Rahizat's right-hand man, Chef Rosley, who's at the makeshift kitchen to kickstart the cooking process. Chef Rosley sure is mixing it up. Before he became a chef,